No barrier in our way now. Let's head ashore.
We'll take this place back no matter what!
Har be my witness!
Oh, that guy! Really?
Really?
Yeah. No, I mean, look, listen, he's got range. I didn't notice that was him. You want to know some other fun stuff? He is apparently in an ASDF movie.
Wait, what? Well, okay, yeah, that's more along the lines of what I expected. ASDF has gotten around.
He was in Scarlet Nexus.
Really?
He was in Monster Hunter Rise.
Really?
Yeah. He was in Disguise 6.
Interesting. No, I'm glad he was able to get a good career in voice acting.
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm looking at all of this, and there is so much stuff he's in. Apparently, he's also in Yakuza 7.
Good. Perfect series for him.
Okay, that's kind of funny that there's an IMDb credit for this. He's in Final Fantasy VII Mission Abridged.
Let's make tracks! And rock!
Oh, I should kill him.
Wait. Okay. Apparently he was also in A Hat in Time. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good stuff. There's also 500,000 things I'm skipping over. Like it's kind of funny. You go back to the very start, right? And it's like one roll, 4 years later, one roll, like another roll in that year, and then like it's like another. It's like two entries in this year, and then there's a couple entries in this year, and then you go up to the top, and it's like
No complaints here.
20 plus just for last year. Like,
yeah, no, he's doing very well, and I'm glad.
yeah, it's great. It's great.
It's a great voice.
Hey, you did it.
Did it. And I got an S rank too, so I don't have to redo
That's
it.
good. So you don't have to do it a second time.
I basically
Alright.
phoned it in on the
It turns out you get to as long as you don't take too much damage. Hey, there's the 2 points you missed. They're blue.
Smooth and steady sailing.
Alright, this.
Yeah, we're in the exploration portion. So now that we're in the exploration portion and we can talk. Hey, did you know that Nintendo dropped the video for the Switch 2 today? Yesterday?
Yeah,
That one.
yesterday, yeah, I
This
saw
looks
that.
valuable.
In fact, I think I linked it to you. Before you
Did you?
up.
Oh,
I'm sure you saw it probably before you even saw my
Listen,
message.
yeah, probably.
'Cause I was like leaving for work, and I'm like, oh, they dropped it.
Luck's on our side.
I bet they got mad. All the leaks happened like immediately. Like after
that
they
video.
started
That
sending
video
out.
did really sound like yeah, we get it. Yeah, shut up. Here's a video. The
Yeah.
actual video's coming in 3 months.
New Island.
Could you not have
Should
just
we
waited?
disembark on it?
No, Nintendo.
All right,
Stop hiding
let's
stuff that we
disembark.
all know exists.
I
Like,
am surprised though, unless they changed the name on us, that it's actually just called Switch 2.
I could have gone with the Super Switch.
It's a bit surprising. You should probably check for the fishing.
I bet we
Hey,
can
did you know you can
Shut
fish
up,
here?
Battle. I can't now.
Okay,
Dirk.
let's give it a shot.
Cool, nothing. You always gotta check.
Always gotta check. You're right. You're right. Adel would shut up so I can actually fish half the time.
No, did you know that you can fish here?
Yeah.
And did you know that you can't menu while I'm telling you about how you can fish here? Yeah. Bet you didn't think about that.
If they fix anything from this game, it has to be that.
It is really annoying.
It is,
but again, it's not.
Exceedingly annoying.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not.
But
it
that's.
is
It's funny that
annoying.
it's funny that those are the complaints that we have. That just shows how, good and well made this game is. Is that our complaints are sometimes you can't fish fast enough.
Yeah, it really is. An actual thing that I do have to complain about, though, is the amount of abilities you have and the lack of using them too often means that I have constantly forgotten that I have the ability to use the little ice platform.
That's on you for not using it.
It is on me.
It's a combat tool that you're just not using.
But there's a lot of combat tools. You have 2 sets of skills. You have a lot. And
you actually have 3 sets of skills. You just basically never swapped to Karja.
Yeah, I ignore her. It's fine. I like to play as Adel.
Yeah, I mean, I did that too, but I knew I was going to play through the game a second time because there's always a nightmare completion achievement. So
yeah,
I played through that one as Karja.
All right, jerk. Okay, never mind. I was gonna grapple them, but. Okay.
So yeah, they didn't really show off much aside from the fact that there's going to be a new Mario Kart.
Yeah, there's a new Mario Kart. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. New console, new Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Aside from that one time where we went 10 years without a new Mario Kart.
Yeah, I know, right? I was between, what, Double Dash, right? And
no.
No?
That's when they made Mario Kart 8 10 years ago on the Wii U.
Oh, that's right. Everyone forgets the Wii U exists, okay?
I'll never forget.
I have one, and I forget.
I'll never forget. It was... I've talked about this before. The Wii U was a good system that Nintendo failed by completely not knowing how to market it. And they called it the Wii U, so... But other than that, an off-TV playable tablet that allowed for some really cool asymmetrical games that hardly ever got utilized because nobody bought a Wii U.
Really fun. Honestly, like, unique little things like that are what we should be doing.
Could you imagine the utility of, like, a D&D style game where the DM has the tablet and can put stuff up on the screen?
That would be cool. I think it's never going to happen because...
Yeah, no, I mean, the Wii U's 12 years old at this point. Like,
no, but you're
whatever.
right. There's very unique opportunities for things like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
it just didn't get used.
You could honestly pair it with an app like you could like Jackbox. Like you just put it up on a site, put up a code.
You could Jackbox
and
it,
then you
I
could
suppose.
do Jackbox. And it's
Like
kinda
it
like a
exists
half
now. But like,
like
the fact that it had a stylusable touchscreen meant that there was some precision you could do there. But like you could just do that with some phones and Roll20,
Yeah.
But it just there were other ways to do stuff, and they actually did one of those really well in Nintendo Land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. So I never got Nintendo Land, so I don't remember exactly. I think there was like a Luigi's Mansion styled thing. Was it? Hold on. I'm gonna look it up, so I don't like start talking about something that doesn't exist. But there was basically one thing where it was like a 4v1.
Oh. Cool.
Where there could be 4 players up on the TV, and they were trying to get the player on the gamepad. So the gamepad player could see the TV, but the TV players could not see the gamepad.
Well, yeah.
Nintendo Land. Oh yeah, no, Luigi's Ghost Mansion. That was it.
That's really cool. Again, these are the experiences Nintendo should be doing.
Well, they do them.
For us.
just this time they were like, yeah, 1-2 Switch, right? No Nintendo.
Like if they
Not
didn't
this time.
overprice their cardboard, they could have done more with the
With Labo?
cardboard.
Yeah.
Labo, yeah. Why would you overcharge the cardboard?
Didn't they
Nintendo?
put Breath of the Wild in VR through Labo? Like, what?
Look, Nintendo, you had the opportunity.
No chance.
You know? Well, it's okay.
terrible
We'll see.
fight.
We'll see what they do, because one of the things that was really interesting about that Switch 2 video
There. All good.
that might have some interesting applications.
Let's move.
Did you watch that video?
I did.
Too easy.
Do you remember the scene where the Joy-Cons are sliding around rails down?
Oh.
There's a short section of the video where they show the Joy-Cons rails side down. There's not really rails anymore, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where the SL and SR buttons would be on a Joy-Con, that side of the controller pointed down, and the controllers are sliding around like
Yes,
they're a
yes.
car or something.
I did see that.
People are speculating that there may be either IR or like actual optical sensors, so you could do something like mouse input.
That would be neat, but I think that was just them having fun with the animation.
Maybe, but here's the thing: it's Nintendo.
It is
No,
Nintendo.
everything
Who
in
knows?
every single thing in that video, I think, served a purpose.
It could be the case, yeah.
There.
They did
All
do
good to
the it was an IR sensor in the actual Switch
Yeah,
stuff,
it
right?
was in the bottom of the Joy-Cons, and like 2 games used it.
Yeah. It was there.
That was
But
a
it was
tough
there.
one.
Possibly,
Was it the top of
the
it?
final thing.
I don't know. I think you're still missing 1 scrap, aren't you?
It was on the bottom right of the Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Bottom right Joy-Con.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, no, you got them. All right. I
Trying
only
to
remember
find
the
it's a
one you
thing.
got from. I only remember the one you got from the priest guy, and then this one. You got another one at one point. So why are you? Oh, because you're inflicting burn. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to give? Yeah, you want. I was gonna say you want to give the large frostbite. What about the black gloves?
Large random elements. That's cool. I finally got the earrings.
Mm-hmm. But large random ailments.
Give her all the
Yeah.
gloves. It's cold.
Now she
Okay,
will.
Her
Now
hands
she
are
will.
cold.
Now she will inflict the statuses. So yeah, aside from that, those were the 2 like interesting things. I mean, there are some other details like, hey, the console itself is larger.
It is larger, which
They-
is
they
nice.
They kept the kickstand from the OLED model,
Yeah, which is
and
good.
possibly improved upon it, which is good because I have the original Switch, and the kickstand is awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
How's this?
Get poisoned.
There's this evil stone gonna talk to me now. Never seen anything quite like it. Quick, eat it. Oh darn. Can't eat it.
Mystery rock.
Can't.
But yeah, honestly, that's really all that information Nintendo gave us, aside from the fact that we will get a full video
That
in
and
April.
the 2 is it 2 USB-C ports?
Oh yeah, that's another
they're
major one.
crazy.
They put a USB-C port on the top. Yeah.
So nice.
And they
just my goodness.
showed it docking, which means there's one on the bottom again.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good. Oh, and I suppose they did change the Joy-Con connection type from the sliding rails to some sort of just side connection. I kind of hope it's magnetic, but at the same time, if it's magnetic, I don't know if it's going to be able to hold up the system while you're going.
I think it's kind of both, because there is like an actual.
Please actually get the thing before you leave. You walk up to it, they play the voice line, and you just don't.
Yeah, no, I don't hear it. So there is a port of something in the actual Joy-Con if you looked at it.
I think
Yeah.
there's something around here.
But
And there is a
also it's
tab
apparently
sticking out on
magnetic.
each side of the system. Okay.
But it
Probably
it is
magnetic for
magnetic.
guiding it in. Yeah.
Yeah, so there it's like magnetic. There's the port thing, which it connects to, and then there's like a release on like the inside
mean-
of the triggers or something.
Hopefully there's a release. I don't know if we saw it, but
I thought I just saw something, and maybe someone was making something up. But it looks like, so you know how like LR and like RT, LT and RT, opposite to where your hands sit on the like sides of those the triggers. There's supposedly a thing that you can push in to release
There's a treasure
Joy-Cons,
chest.
unless again, of course someone just made that up and
A
I
rare
saw it.
find.
I mean, I would hope so, because those need to lock into place or they won't hold the switch up.
Yeah.
So,
How's that?
But yeah, I mean, it's a Switch.
How's that?
It's good. I mean, I haven't looked at the specs yet, but I mean,
it's gonna be improved from the Switch. We'll see how much. If they
I mean-
ever actually release the real specs.
yeah, they're not. Someone's gonna have to rip it apart. Like didn't they have to do that for the Switch originally?
Don't remember.
I thought someone had to tear it down to see what was in it.
I mean, people are gonna do it anyway to see the architecture and
I
stuff.
think
So,
there's something around here.
you know,
Nintendo can be
why
like,
would you do that?
I misread my mini map. Okay, I saw it this time.
Sorry, it's just super obvious to me when you walk by one of those dirt piles.
Yeah, so the thing is, I've never actually, I think, gotten used to looking for the dirt piles. I'm too busy looking at, like, literally everything else on my screen. When I should be kind of keeping an eye out for them, and I just haven't been. On there. Oh boy, look at all those
Frostbite.
status effects.
Yep. She inflicts all of them now, but burn and
Yeah.
frostbite by a lot.
Didn't
You see,
expect this here.
my brain skips right over that little rock and is like, oh, it's part of the wall. Even though it's kind of vaguely off-colored. But they always put it against a wall. And my brain just goes, ah.
Or against
Ignore.
a tree.
Yeah, that's slightly more obvious, but also I've seen lots of like games and stuff where they just put like rocks near the base of trees.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just in my blind spot, I suppose. Because I
Alright,
usually
did you
usually
get it?
trigger.
Did you get it all?
Yeah, 100%.
You did. All right.
But yeah, I do this, and then I look at my mini map, and then sometimes I see it, but then I like disorient myself. And then I run off cliffs looking for the chest when the chest was up there.
Yeah. All right, did we get it all?
No.
98. One more. Which is the other way from where you're going.
Yep. Like I said, misorient myself.
All right. Steady as she goes.
Switch. Yeah, Switch 2. I mean, as long as it's powerful enough to get
The wind feels amazing.
more than the 30 frames on games that are made well for it, then
I mean,
that's
it does
really,
get
like-
it does get more than 30 frames on the games that are made well for it.
Steady sailing.
It's things that are ports that
Let's
tend
see
to
a
not do
merchant
so
ship.
well.
yeah. Pokemon.
Wait,
Whoopsie. We bumped into
There-
something.
well, I mean, they have no excuse. But like
They have
Nintendo
zero.
first party stuff, Mario Odyssey, rock solid.
Glad
Mario
to see you
Kart,
do it.
rock solid. Might as well.
Might
It's
as
a one
well.
and done.
I just want to look at the rest of it.
Always a pleasure. Need anything else? Hope to see you.
All right,
Not at all.
Marine Triangle, done. Now, you cannot go to the east. Actually, the game won't let you. So we have to go
Down here.
to the Dark Sea. Yep.
Cool.
Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to explore the. Is it just
Yeah.
called the Rogue Sea? Later.
Yeah, it's called the Rogue Sea. Okay, so aside from the Switch 2, which I hope, you know, I mean, it's gonna turn out well.
I hope it's.
This might
I hope
be
it's not
useful.
too much more expensive than the
Yeah.
Switch one.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'll take that.
But hopefully it's not too much more expensive.
Might be handy.
But aside from that, there was this.
Oh, start a quick
videos-
conversation.
Fish it out. Lady Leela,
Shut up,
do
Gren.
you remember me at all?
There you go. Solved. I solved Gren. We've entered the. Yeah. Did it. Wonder if Crimson's after us. Yeah, probably. We're gonna hit him until he spits up his answers. Yep. We're gonna do it. Picard. They really should have thought of this, to be honest.
What if they did?
Then that makes it even
And
better.
they were like, "That's funny. Just leave it in."
Yeah. Show 'em what we're made of, yeah.
Many whirlpools all over the place. We're not even on the vortex path yet, are we?
Correct. It's said that this nautical region has always been
This
prone
is
to
just
spawning
field?
eddies.
I know you want to see
Just
one
don't go
of
through the
these
direct
things up
center.
close,
You can break the
Adol.
rocks.
Don't get us sucked in.
Maybe somebody else should take the helm.
Yeah.
Adol's gonna go straight into one of those. He would never. There's not an entire
He
video
would
game.
never.
There's not an entire video game based on him doing that.
Yeah, on top of those mountains.
Boat.
That's where the whale put the ship after he stole it. That's an arc. Remind me what those are again. Oh boy. Rolo made 4 arcs. My goodness. It sure is tall though. Yep.
Hey, look, another crew conversation.
Ah, who needs those? So yeah, so there were these 2 videos I was meant to watch, but I just didn't because I ended up falling asleep after I got home. Whoops. Those 2 videos being the ones about the
We'll take this place
technology,
back
the,
all on our
the
own. Count me
MMOs
in.
we were
I'll
talking
do my
about last.
damnedest.
Oh yeah, we were gonna
Crazy.
talk about those. Well, okay, so I watched them.
Yeah, okay.
Opinions.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't
gonna go back
seen
to.
the
I took
details.
notes. I took
Oh.
notes. I took notes. I mean, you should have seen the wall of text I sent you. Those were the notes. So, first, the reason this was prompted, these 2 videos, is because Thorn here was talking about Ashes of Creation
Yeah, because
and about how they were doing this cool new thing with their servers.
Yeah. At least I thought
And
it
the way
was
he was
new,
describing it, I was like, I mean, that sounds like load balancing.
They aren't finished.
It sounds
And then
like
I was
something
like,
Guild
I've
Wars has
seen-
been
I've
doing this whole
heard-
time.
I've
Guild Wars
heard
being secretly.
Guild Wars 2, yeah, well, probably even Guild Wars, but at least Guild Wars 2. It's like, yeah, that sounds like something Guild Wars 2 was doing.
I knew you could do
And so I found a GDC talk from a Guild Wars 2 dev that essentially, I mean, so they don't touch on it for very long. It's more, the video is actually more about the internal dev tools that they use,
shave there.
Yeah.
but they do talk about the fact that there are two things that the Ashes of Creation video covers that Guild Wars 2 does. It's
Okay.
the load balancing, right, where they'll spin up more servers to handle the load of certain stuff as needed.
Yeah.
They don't do it in the same way as Ashes of Creation. We'll get there. But that is something they do. Ashes of Creation certainly does do something very unique with their servers, and yeah, I'll get there. But yeah, like the concept itself is something Guild Wars 2's been doing for over a decade.
Guild Wars is great.
How do you like that?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Actually, really good. In fact, it was so good that they decided to start making updates for it after how long was it since the what was the expansion? Fire and then End of Dragons.
What about
Path of Fire to Rise of End of Dragons. How long was that?
Path of Fire to End of Dragons? 2 years?
Yeah, just 2 years of almost nothing.
No.
Huh?
3 or 4 of a gap between those two.
We'll take this place back no matter what.
Yeah, Guild Wars was just doing so well that they decided, or someone decided to start making content for it again after that many years.
And who's that?
ArenaNet.
Oh.
They greenlit more content for the developers.
Would have thought they were just doing that the whole time, but maybe I don't know what you're talking about.
I meant like the whole expansions, like because like it was like quite a while before we got like a full expansion.
Well, yeah, a full expansion, but that whole time
Yeah, they were making story.
they did. Let's see, they did Living World Season 4 and Ice Brood between the two expansions. So, you know,
Just, I think it's cool to note that they were doing really well, and so ArenaNet was like, okay, fine, you can get more resources for your game. It's been doing very well. So anyway, back to
the other thing. Hang on, the other thing that both games do is they both refer to them as microservices.
Interesting.
So the sense that like aspects of the game are being run as microservices on a server instead of through the game client.
Interesting. Could you quickly describe microservices for those who don't?
Like
know?
in general, they're
Okay.
services that like do one specific thing. Like that's it. Like they are built for one exact purpose and they do one thing. That's the best explanation I can give of a microservice. Generally, they're cloud hosted, but they don't have to.
Okay.
Let me double check that that's correct.
No chance. How's that?
Software development approach that breaks down an application into independent services that communicate with each other. So that's the part I missed. The part I missed is that these... Well, no, not that they're isolated. That they tend to be interconnected. So instead of one application doing a bunch of things, you have a bunch of applications doing one thing. They'll talk to each other, but that's generally the breakdown.
Gotcha.
Which, interestingly enough, mirrors a programming best practice that I learned
Yeah.
very well, so it's probably a good thing that they're doing it this way.
Yeah.
A programming best practice that I learned while getting my degree that I don't use is that you should ever only have a function do one thing.
You should only ever do that. Yeah. Because there's something
Yeah.
breaks, and you know where it broke. Instead of trying to dig out where down
Yeah.
the line, six methods in where it broke because you decided to have so many things.
Exactly. So and so you just scale that up to the service level, to the whole program level. It does one thing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. So those are the two things that Guild Wars 2 does that Ashes of the Creation also does. Now, then the Guild Wars 2 GDC talk goes over a bunch of other stuff. We don't need to worry about that so much. The important thing was that I looked up that GDC talk because of what Thorm was saying about Ashes of Creation.